A human being is a part of a whole, called by us universe, a part limited in time and space. He experiences himself, his thoughts and feelings as something separated from the rest. We must free ourselves from this prison by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature. The dawn of this new civilization, which we may call the Golden Age, is the single most explosive fact of our lifetimes. We have a destiny to create, a state of consciousness that is oneness with all that is.
I did retreats with the Dalai Lama, I've been to Medjugorje where Mother Mary appears, a lot of healers, a lot of shamans. And in 2001, I came across one man who seems to have access to all these wonderful fields and study them himself by the name of Bhagavan in Santiloka in India. And I had a very nice chat with him for 4 hours, and we talked about the state of man, where the planet is, you know, how most people are suffering, and how most forms of trying to help people heal have not worked. And I myself can attest to that through my research and a lot of work in applying these different ideas that only produce minimal results. So Bhagavan shared with me some of his insights, some of his learnings, and gave me a series of initiations and teachings and dikshas. Dikshas are transfers of energy from him to me, and asked me to take my own understandings and use his help and see if that'll make a difference in my work.
Hi, my name is Pia, and he's Ignacio, my husband.
Hi.
Hi, we are from Chile, and I am very happy to be here. I have been in this path for 20 years now. I had many mystical experiences in my life. I had a clinical death when I was very young. I have been doing very, very long fastings in my life too. And I have been meditating for many years. I'm very happy to be here to meet Kalki. It has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. The Dikshas has been very enlightening for me. I had very peak experiences. In my second Diksha, I went into a state of full bliss and full ecstasy. I have been for 6 hours not moving my body in total stillness and in complete bliss and ecstasy. It's an experience I will never, never forget. I could see all my future. I could see the future of many of my friends. My vision, my third eye opened completely, and I could really experience in my third Diksha, I experienced and I realized that life is here and now, that I don't have to do anything, that I don't have to search anything, that I have everything here, and that everything in my life is just perfect as it is. I'm really grateful for these realizations because I feel in peace within myself.
The first Diksha I had was fairly mellow. Not much happened. I felt some buzzing in the energy field of the body, but I didn't have a profound shift in consciousness. The second one was extremely profound. I don't know really how to describe it. Like I said, the words are just pointers towards what that experience is. But it was, I got the Diksha and I laid down, and I felt like a blanket of peace covering my body, a thick blanket of kind of this delicious, warm peace filling my entire being. And after a few minutes of that, we were asked to go back to our rooms. I went back to my room, and from that point, it was just incredibly blissful to the degree that I don't have no way of describing it. It was like a very, very, very powerful drug. I had tremendous insights, and I felt it physically as well as complete mental freedom, and it was just beautiful, beyond description. So all I can say is that the experiences I've had here have been the most profound with any master I've been with, and I've been with many, many masters. And they all say, you know, if you do these practices, and you do this mantra, and you do this puja, you do this, after 8, 10, 12 years, you'll get some kind of samadhi. And this was instant. I mean, I got the feeling that Bhagwan could easily, you know, put you in nirvikalpa samadhi until you died 21 days later. But he was making it, you know, accessible to us as much as we could tolerate. What I imagined was a utopian fantasy at first, the enlightenment of the whole world, I now believe is actually a possibility.
I really didn't know what to do with my life, and I prayed. I prayed so hard because I really just didn't know what to do with myself. And then I found what I love to do, which is work with children. During darshan, which is when you meet Bhagwan, that's what they call it here in India, darshan, meeting, I don't know, whatever it means. I asked Bhagwan, is it possible to help to heal people in other dimensions, like my ancestors, you know, who have passed on? And, you know, these are people who you want to be in a good place, you know, I don't know where they are, you know, and I want to make sure that they're in a good place. So Bhagwan answered me, yes, 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 you can, and you can give them diksha, you can heal them. Diksha is like an empowerment or something like that, like where divine grace comes through, and which you will be prepared for once you go through certain processes, 21-day process, I don't know. And when I went up to see Bhagwan, because, you know, we got to walk up to him and sit close to him, he looked at me in the eyes and he said, may you meet your ancestors. And I did. I got to see my grandfather, my paternal grandmother, and my godmother, which was my grandmother's sister. And I saw very clearly that they felt very guilty. I'm not sure what dimension they were. I couldn't tell. They were just somewhere. And my grandfather felt guilty, and that's why he couldn't move up. I come from a Christian background. And that's why he couldn't move on, because in his belief system, and he wasn't even a religious man. He didn't even go to church. But the conditioning is very strong. And he just felt guilty, like he had to pay for what he had done. And I said, Grandpa, it's okay. There's no sin. There's no sin. It's just mistakes. There's just mistakes. There's no sin. It's just a process. I don't know if I used the word process, but that was the gist of what I said to him. And I put my hands over his head, and all of a sudden I saw something shoot out of his head, and he just shot straight up somewhere. I don't know where he went, but I think it was a good place. My helper said that he was for sure in Satyaloka, which is like the highest plane. So thank you. Thank you, God. I'm so happy.
A lot of wonderful mystical experiences have happened, which is really neat, because in the field of psychotherapy and psychology, we're starting to explore the way of the shamans, the way of the mystics from various cultures. And what I found with Bhagavan and the monks of Santiloka, they can help you experience that for yourself. So you're not just reading about a shaman, you're not just reading about a mystic, but now it's our own turn to have the same type of experience. And that was so incredible. What they've done is they teach some very nice meditation techniques, very easy, and then they would guide us into a different sets of breathings and mudras, postures that would produce altered states of consciousness. And in that altered state of consciousness, we now experience what the Buddha experienced. We now get to experience what did a visionary experience. When Ivan from Medjugorje, a visionary who sees Mother Mary, what state does he go in when he sees Mother Mary? And for me, that was, as a Catholic, born Catholic, that was always intriguing. How did Mother Mary appear to so many people, and yet the masses don't have the same access? So while here in the Golden City, I asked Bhagavan, can I have that experience? And the Dasaji's gave us a Diksha, the transfer of energy. And in the Diksha, we go into the meditative state. We're very wide awake, but we're in meditative state. It's where the awakened mind goes into the dream state. And in that state, I got to see Mother Mary myself, and I also got to see Jesus as the visionaries see her, and it was very moving and very intriguing. It was most beautiful and very real, and I was, like I say, very wide awake. And psychology, what we found is that when a person's awake, the brain has a certain wavelength. There's alpha, theta, beta. And when they go into sleep state, they usually leave the dream state and enter into the dreams. They leave the awakened state and enter into the dream state. Well, here we maintain the awakened state frequency while going into the dream state. So we're able to go into the realms of the mystic. And so another state where it happens now, Bhagavan showed me how I can talk to him. I can go into the dream state, awake, and I can see him. I can see Mother Mary, I can see Bhagavan, and I can ask for things. I can ask, please show me, how did the Buddha experience enlightenment? And what happens is, because I have access now to that mystical realm, I can, while awake, go into that and experience his state. So I'm not just reading a book, I'm not just reading about someone else's experiences, I'm actually reliving them for myself.
When Bhagwan said he could give enlightenment, people don't believe it. This dharma is also called experience it for yourself dharma, because here whatever the teachings are, you get to experience them. When Bhagwan says your body is not your body, your mind is not your mind, you are only a concept. And you will go into those things where I saw, there was no Rani, there is no mind, there's no body, and if they don't, otherwise it's only my truth. It is not their truth or their experience unless they experience it for themselves.
In summary, I wish that all beings would come to this place and receive the Diksha of enlightenment. It'll be a completely transformed world. We'll all be happy. We'll all love each other. We'll feel one with each other. No more pain or suffering. No more wars. No more hatred. Getting along with everybody. Feeling one with everybody. It'll be a completely blissful world, and I'm going to be very happy that I'm going to be part of it.
The Shakti Sthal is a massive meditation hall currently under construction at Golden City. 8,000 people will meditate here at all times in different shifts, creating a powerful spiritual energy that will transform humanity, taking it into a higher plane of consciousness.